Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kivuka, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Welcome once again on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. And as I promised you that we're going to start doing these videos with the guests, like recording the video, having a guest in here. And I'm so happy to bring back one of my long lost friends. I don't think I would say long lost friend, but like bring him back. We've had an episode together and you weren't able to see his face, but we did an episode together about uh, friends in our lives and how friends can benefit us in our lives. And let's welcome Robert Machuki again on the show. Mchungaji, what's up, Mchungaji?
Good, yeah.
What's up, man? How's life?
Man, life, I take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
So I can say for the moment.
Yeah. Sisi nataka kuongea hii episode kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Unajua Kiswahili?
Well, if you're down for it, you can do it. I mean,
no, nitaongea kwa Kiswahili au naongea kwa Kiingereza?
So wewe ni mtumishi, mimi ni mchungaji, sawa?
Yeah. No, mimi ni mwalimu.
Let's do it. Okay, you are a teacher. Let's do it then.
No, hiyo no. Ni uongo tu. Sijui Kiswahili mingi.
Come on.
Najua Kiswahili kidogo.
Okay, I'm going to be a translator. So you speak English. No. You speak Swahili. I do English.
I'll try. Nitajaribu kiasi. Najua Kiswahili yangu iko na network. Sasa na lose network, Kiswahili inaenda.
I'm going to send you a very strong signal so that you don't lose it.
Man, you made my Kiswahili come back, but I like your flag actually, the Kenyan flag and the United States.
Yeah, man, we have to be dual over here.
Yeah, I need to add on my collection. So yeah, the last time I hosted you here, we had an episode that we did that was really good. I had good feedback from the people that they benefited from that episode, and
yeah.
Because we did an episode and most people didn't know you, most of the people were like asking, who is Robert? Who is Robert? Who is that guy? And I just thought that today we can do an episode so that when I host you back again, because we have bigger plans to even co-host with you and record more episodes together. But I wanted to do this episode so people can get to know you. And I know some of our childhood life might be the same, but people will get an opportunity to hear from you. But before we go into that, how have you been? How is life down there, coronavirus and everything?
Yeah, man, we have been managing over here. The thing is, we can't run away from it. It's part of life. When it started, it was a little bit stressful. Some people maybe were depressed, and you don't even know. Yeah, because this thing of wearing masks, and we are not used to it. You wake up every morning thinking about like, I'm about to be in another life that I've never been before. Because I work in a medical field, but we don't use too much PPE that much. So just once in a while. So to be using them in a daily basis, actually like where I work, sometimes we wear from face shield down, gloves, everything. Even like maybe on the shoes, you have to wear the shoe covers. It feels like a different environment. You are limited in oxygen sometimes.
Yeah, coronavirus has changed everything. Like even where I work, we're mechanics. We're not working in the medical field, but like they make us wear masks every single time. And sometimes when you're working on something and you're sweating and it's like hot, it's not really comfortable. But like those are some of the adjustments that we've all like had to go through. And I don't think it's enjoyable to everybody, but we pray that at one time coronavirus will go away and everybody will heal. To start off this episode, I wanted to take you back, your memories back to your childhood memories. Where were you born and where were you raised?
I was born in Wakanda. I don't know if you know the location.
So I was born in Kisi. Kisi is in Nyanza province back then, and they changed everything. That is in Kisi County.
Okay. Kisi County in Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah, you forgot to tell us the country where Yo, boy. Okay. So is that like how far is that from like Eldoret? Oh.
The roads connecting Kenya is not too good
Mhm.
because you have to go round, and I think from Kisii to Eldoret has to be maybe more than 8 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've been in that area of Okisi, but
And you
um
think, hey, listen, you are from Uganda. So when you come to Kenya, you just come to go feast to go. And so you don't go nowhere. So you think you have traveled to Kenya. You just went to Nairobi, maybe, and Eldoret. That's all.
actually I went to Mombasa too.
Mombasa is the other part of the country. Have you ever to Lake Victoria nearby our
Mijingo,
island?
your island. That's Uganda island. Let's not even
Please,
start
Kenya's
let's
island.
let's, let's not even start debating about that. Mijingo belongs to Uganda.
No,
You
no, no,
take the
no. All you
water.
need to do, come take your water, leave the island.
Now, Robert, how was life for you growing up? Especially like we grew up like in the village, and
Yeah.
like how was that life and how were the people in the village, like where you grew up?
Well, live, I feel like during my time, it was a little crazy, but we never used to see it as
Mhm.
now. So for us, it was just like a normal life. But we managed to grow there. So what happened is, anytime you are in a trouble with anybody else, nobody spare if you are somebody's kid. They will deal with you instantly.
Yeah.
Then the rest will reach the parent. And then when you get home, your mom or your dad is going to take care of you again. So
Yeah.
trouble.
That's the same life I grew up in Uganda. Like it doesn't matter if he's your parent or if he's not. They find you are in trouble doing something wrong. They'll beat you and then they'll go tell your parents. Say, yeah, I beat your son. He was doing, and if a parent knows that, then they'll beat you again.
Someone like you, I can see how many times you were beaten.
Oh my gosh, you don't even want to know.
Countless.
Countless. At home, at school,
Yes.
just in the middle of nowhere, somebody finds you and they just beat you. But like also, I feel like the people in like our villages,
Yeah.
they were like nice, like you don't have food, they will,
Yeah.
hey, you can come have lunch at our place, things like that. Like you don't worry. At one point, like in my childhood, when we didn't have food, I used to go to like my friends' houses and just eat. Be there at around. We'd have lunch at like 1, so I'd
Yeah.
be there like around 12:40. So like
Actually, I feel like with the food in the village, nobody ever really be greedy
Mhm.
or selfish. I
Yeah.
feel like we used to share more. Like even if it's a little thing, take a bite, give the next person take a bite.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how we used to do it.
The other thing too, like when somebody harvests food, they will send food to the neighbors. Like, hey, let me send some mahindi to this neighbor. Let me send this kind of food. This, like share with other people.
Yeah.
But like that's different in the US where somebody goes to Walmart, they buy food just for themselves, so they just put in their refrigerator.
Now over here, if you don't have the money to go buy, that's it.
So the other thing, like I'm gonna use some of my memories in Kenya because I know you are from Kenya, and like I spend most of my time in Uganda. But every time I used to go to Kenya, like I would learn something.
You
But
know
like
what?
I was saying, so the nearest trading center, like in Kenya, it was like
Mhm.
in my village, it was like in Wanifa. Wanifa was like 5 miles away, I think 5 or more from my grandma's place. So we would walk to go to the Duka to buy bread and things like that. Where was your nearest trading center in where you grew up? Like, how far did you have to travel?
That one, I don't think I had a big problem with it because we used to have shopkeepers nearby. Yeah, so it's about like even my mom can call me like to tell me to bring something else, but like 500 feet or maybe
Mhm.
1,000.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. In Uganda, our shops were closed, like close by. Like I would run there like 2 minutes and then come
At
back.
nighttime you run, yeah.
But in Kenya, my grandma's place, we had to walk like it was far away. Like even go to watch like the soccer games, like
Yes.
we would walk with Hillary to go watch Chelsea and Arsenal Champions League. The nearest trading center will be like far away, and you have to walk through the bushes to get there.
Yeah, actually, for me, I would say like yeah, I used to play, but I wasn't more of watching like to go watch.
Mm-hmm.
The games I used to watch mostly is like maybe during the World Cup.
Oh.
Yeah, and I remember one time I think Portugal was playing with Greece, and I wanted Greece to win.
Mm-hmm.
No, was it Greece to win or Portugal to win? Either one of the team.
Yeah.
And I was upset. I didn't eat that night.
Yeah, soccer always made us that way. Some of my friends, when they see me, my reactions on Arsenal, like Barney, that's too much. But like this came from long time ago, like watching these games and feeling like it's part of your life, which I mean it's not, they're right, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's already part of my life. Now you mentioned about playing soccer. Is that the main sport that you played when you were little, or you had other games that you used to play?
Well, that is one of the major. Actually, we used to do the hurdles,
Mm-hmm.
like the high jump and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we used to go and spend almost the whole day, like those small fields nearby the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the group of boys, and we used to make it like real. And actually we do like traveling.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
javelin. Mm-hmm.
that's another one.
Did you ever go like skinny dipping in the pads, like those there's a way they make bricks. I don't know if in Kenya they make a lot of bricks. Like in Uganda, when they make bricks, they have to dig in like a big hole, pour water, and like as kids we would go take our clothes off and jump like we're jumping in a swimming pool, but it's just full of mud and dirty water.
I never did that. But the
Oh.
thing I used to do is, like we used to be nearby a river. It's a huge river.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mutoni.
yeah. So when it rains, that is our happiness because you find like the water be running on the like maybe on the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's wide. It spreads like it breaks the river banks.
Yeah.
That's our happiness. We go and then because we know and actually a lot of cows were swept away because it started raining and you didn't take your cows like nearby the river.
Mm-hmm.
So when that water comes, it sweep them away.
Yeah, we had a river in the back of our house of my grandma in Kenya. We call it the Mutoni. That's how I knew the river is called Mutoni. And we would get water there, but like sometimes we would go and just swim in it. But it was cold as heck. It was cold, but we would go and like jump in it.
Yeah, swimming, man, like on those rivers. We used to go there and what we do is cut down the branches
Mm-hmm.
and bring some stones, block the water so that it can fill up
Oh yeah.
like the depth whereby you can dive in and get to the ground.
Yeah, I don't even remember seeing a swimming pool when I was growing up. Like
I didn't even know what a swimming pool is anyway.
Yeah, those are some of the things I mean. I mean, I would see it in movies, but speaking of movies, what was your first movie, if you remember, that you watched when you were young?
I wasn't a movie person, I guess,
Yeah.
then, but now when I started knowing movies, when the Afro cinema was Afro cinema.
Mm-hmm. The Nigerian movie. Yeah. I watched a lot of Nigerian movies too, but I remember my first movie was First Blood by John Rambo.
No, for me, the first movie I can say I watched as a little kid, this like the life of Jesus.
Yeah,
Like those cinemas.
yeah. Yeah, I watched The Life of Jesus. I mean, I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was a pastor. So that movie that movie was on 24/7. And whenever my mom would bring kids at home, they would
That's
play
the
The Life
movie.
of Jesus. I had memorized, I think, almost all the words in that movie.
Actually, like me, I knew like from the beginning, even the words I can speak like alongside the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's in Swahili.
Yeah.
So we used to have another one like my local language too.
Or they now, speaking of that, did you guys have where the translators? Because I know it started in Uganda where they translate the movies into the local language, especially in our local theaters, you know, like people was
Oh,
the VJ Joker, like they would turn off the original sound and then they put on their own sound.
man, we have this one guy in Kenya. What is his name? Let me try to think about his name. Oh, actually, even now I watch his movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of those. It started off like with like one in Uganda, but now there's a lot. Everybody's doing those movie translations. But when I was growing up, we're not allowed to go in those theaters because you don't know the kind of movie they're going to show. So if my parents saw me going in those theaters, I would be in serious trouble.
Yeah, so this guy is called DJ Afro.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, he can make any movie to be exciting.
Yeah.
So like now, maybe me and you acting a movie, and then you hear him talking about like moja kwa moja nitawapeleka hadi makao ya Europe katika inji moja ya Poland. Wakati naona kijana Boni Kibuka hana passport but amemanage kufika huko na sijui alifika huko aje. Tuendelee kazi.
Yeah, that's the exact way those people in Uganda do their movies. But actually, they make the movies more entertaining than they are. But I mean, it doesn't help people to learn English. That's the worst thing I didn't like about it. Like,
Yeah, because it's like a comedy actually.
Yeah.
And which is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, during your school time in Kenya, did you ever fight, like getting into a fight with a friend?
Yeah, fight was a basic, especially in primary school.
Yeah.
Because like everybody wants to prove themselves, like, yo, I'm a man. I remember, but sometimes I used to be scared because I felt like I might hit somebody so hard and then I'll be in trouble. But we used to have this one lady in class who used to fight boys, and sometimes like nobody used to play with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to start fights though.
Yeah.
She throw fists like a man, maybe even better than a man. I was like, for me, I can count the number of times I fought.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I don't think I can count. I mean, I feel like I've been beaten, but it wasn't like I was trying to start a fight. But like somebody was just mad at me that they came and just punched me. And by starting a fight, maybe with my brother. Like we fought a lot with my brother.
The only time like I feel like we used to fight is when we used to play soccer like in teams. We had to use we used to have like teams, like class teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you go ahead and then when you are losing and maybe somebody played rough on you,
Mm-hmm.
The pain of losing the game and somebody play rough on you when you're about to score, maybe clip you from behind.
Yeah.
And then you end up no scoring. Maybe it's time for the break to be over for you guys to go back to class. And the next thing, fight comes in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some students who would like keep their anger and they wait for you.
Yeah.
Say like school is done, you're on your way going home, and that's when they'll get you. Like you made them mad like at 7 a.m. and then they'll keep their anger till like 5 when you're going back home, and they'll find you and they just fight you there, right there and then.
I remember one time, I feel like I was the smallest in this. Like according to the grade that I was, the grade I was in the back, I was the smallest. So like I didn't have that much chance to fight because everybody looked big and tall.
Right.
Yeah, you want to fight somebody, but when you look like how tall they are.
That's how I was. Like I was so skinny that I felt like I don't have the energy to fight anybody. I think that's what kept me out of fighting because I thought I'm gonna lose any fight. But there are some kids who would initiate the fight. Like even when you don't want to fight, they'll be like, "You can't beat me. You can beat me. I can beat you. I can beat you." And like you feel like you want to keep your pride. Like, no, you can't beat me. I can beat you. You want to go right now? Like even when you didn't make them mad, they'll be like,
they want to beat you though.
Yeah.
Actually, that thing used to be a little bit scary too because You know, when somebody tries to intimidate you like that, you feel like it sends some fear in you. At the same time, you feel like you don't want to be belittled and feel like, should I step up and get into this fight or just let it slide by?
Yeah,
So,
especially when girls were around, you know. Like, when girls are around, this guy comes like, I can beat you. You can't even do anything. So you want to show like, oh, you can do something to prove like show the girls show off. So you want to keep your pride. But yeah, that was always the worst time. Like somebody finds you in the worst time to try to get a fight.
but I never used to fight that much though. That's all I can tell.
Yeah. Uh, some of the people, I went to school with kids that would never wear shoes at school. Is shoes something that, like, I don't know how your experience was with your high school, but we had kids that would walk to school and they don't have, they wouldn't wear shoes. And the other funny thing, in my high school, they told us we can't wear a shoe that's more expensive than our teacher.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's Uganda, right?
Exactly. And that was high school. That was not even primary. That was high school. You can't wear a shoe that's more expensive than your teacher. You
Wait a
can't.
minute. You said that's not like that's high school, not primary, right?
Yeah, that was high
So
school.
what was happening in primary?
In primary, I mean, I don't think any kid would have a shoe that's better than, and if they were there, I don't know, but I just didn't think of. But in high school, you can find kids that have been working, and that's when your pride starts building up. You want the expensive shoes. So in primary, it wasn't a big deal, you know, because especially we had like small feet, like, you know, but in high school, you can find kids that wear the same size as their teachers.
Yeah. No,
So
like for me, it's only primary school. If you have, you wear. If you don't, man, you change the rooster.
in our school too, they didn't allow us to drive cars to school because some of our teachers didn't have cars. So when you bring a car to school, it's like putting the teachers down. So you would get in trouble for that. They were protecting their teachers for anything. And I
That is
got
in
in
high school,
trouble
right?
for, I drove my mom's car to school. I got expelled for that. Yeah, the headmaster saw the car in the parking lot. The headmaster had that little pickup. I don't know if you have them in Kenya, like uh they're really tiny pickups. It's like you can pick it up with your pinky finger. So he had that. And then I drove my mom's car. It wasn't that big too. It was just like a Rom. I don't know if you know what a Rom is. Just those tiny cars too.
Yeah.
But I drove it to school, and the headmaster saw it. It was like, whose car is that? And he told the security guards to lock the gate so that car doesn't go out. And he kicked me out of the school, and he made me leave the car in the parking lot. And the whole school had gathered around to see what is going on.
That's where you see the dictatorship now is after school. So yeah.
But yeah, I don't agree with limiting students with what they can do and what they can't do. But I understand their point of view, where they're coming from, but it's not the student's problem if he can wear a shoe that's more expensive than the teacher.
Actually, in high school, the most because I went to the school whereby I used to go home. Used to go to school in the morning and come back in the evening. So not everybody, some guys, is like the most they can do is come with the bicycle.
Yeah, we had a few students that brought the bicycle too, and teachers. There's some teachers that.
Yeah, actually, in primary school, most of the teachers, that's what they used to ride to school. Yeah, and maybe they find out like, man, they used to be crazy. You find like you have decorated yours better than theirs. They should be jealous. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Because like there's some guys used to have like I think the dynamo, right?
Yeah, I know the dynamo. The one that helps the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually by the back tire.
Yeah.
And like it spins. Yeah, I remember that.
France, whatever, it generated.
African technology.
Yeah, that was nice though.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if you have one of those, man, you are in a better position. Yeah, and now is that being like you can put some little music on it, do some little wiring on your bicycle and all that.
Yeah.
They started saying you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah. Now, taking you back to like homes and your family. When we were little, I know from my home, like you can't complain about food, any kind of food they've cooked, like, oh, this is bad food, or they would just take the plate away from you. Like, how was it like for you when you're growing up? Could you complain about food? Or like, I don't like ugali today. I want to eat chicken.
As an African parent, maybe let me say some you cannot direct, especially in the village, you cannot direct a parent what you want to eat. Whatever they decide, that's what you guys are gonna go with. And if you say you don't want to eat, okay, they will show you the bed. Oh, they might even start questioning you, like, okay, where did you eat?
Yeah.
Tell us, did you save money to go eat food maybe in a restaurant? Maybe if you say anything, that means like the whooping is on the way.
Yeah,
Just because you're supposed to
my
eat.
mom used a lot of those. Like, you don't want to eat. Where did you eat? What did you eat? And that's how they'll find out either you stole somebody's food, or you stole money, or you and your friends like did something. But yeah, you can't complain about food. But that's something I noticed in America. Like kids in America, like, oh no, I don't want to eat burgers today. I want to eat
I
this.
want to eat something else.
No, I won't want to. I don't want to. I don't want that. But like when you were a child, what were you most afraid about?
When I was a child, actually, the most thing I was afraid is, at night or maybe like darkness during when somebody has died in the village.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anytime you are in darkness, you feel like that dead person is maybe behind you or chasing you. I used to be afraid of that so much.
In Uganda, there are people they call them night dancers.
Eh?
They're usually naked at night, and they'll chase you with like sticks at night, or they would wear like banana leaves on their bodies, and they chase you. I've never seen one, but like kids at my school were telling all those stories that they're night dancers, and you're always afraid of those. And they usually say that they eat people. So
Actually,
that's
it used to be, but I think things are changing around. It used to be, I don't know if it's a belief or what. It used to have those kind of people. They
Mhm.
even used to come and like take somebody's kid from the house,
Yeah.
spend the whole night with them out there. When the kid comes back, get even talk.
There's some sketchy things that happen in Africa that I don't
Yeah,
know.
the priest is the one to come and pray for that person
Mhm.
for them to start speaking again.
Yeah.
Right? And I never understood.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But like also when we were little, like most times when you're a stubborn kid, you're not afraid of anything. But the one thing you're afraid about, and we talked about this at the beginning, is like the adults finding out that you did something wrong. That was always like the biggest fear. Like you don't want them to know, even though he's not your parent or he's your parent, you just don't want them to know that you did something wrong because that would be like the death of you. They're gonna beat you and they'll beat everything out of you.
Yeah, I think the thing that I used to do is I used to sneak and go play, like especially like you are sent to the portion meal. I don't know if Uganda you still have if Museveni has the portion meal.
No, we have a portion meal.
Yeah, so if you are sent there, you realize that man, I still have some little time before darkness catch. So you go, some boys playing somewhere, you join them, and that soccer is really good. So you forget about everything. So you realize that it's dark and maybe they have been waiting you home. So when they go, somebody saw you playing. They be like, yeah, we saw him playing some of this place. And you go, they already know like you were playing.
Yeah.
So the next thing you go, you take the file home, you get a whooping and no eating. So time.
Yeah, that would happen to me when I'm going to the well. They will send you to the well. And like African parents, they have some weird things they do. Like they would spit on the ground. Say, if you come back when this spit is dry,
I will chop your neck.
I chop your neck. So they'll pull the spit, especially going to the well, going to the shop. So you go to the shop or the well and you take longer than you're supposed to. And you come back home and that spit is dry, it's nowhere to be seen on the ground, then you start praying on your God.
You are in trouble.
Yeah. Or like if the trees were getting darker, like if you can't see the trees anymore, that's curfew. Like You can't enter somebody's house at a time. You find somewhere to sleep or sleep outside on the streets.
I think
Oh,
I think for some reason, I think there's one time I feel like I slept on a tree. And actually everything is around just going out and playing. I don't know. Our parents are used to feel like they feel like we never deserved happiness. I don't know. Like you can't do something that make you happy.
mhm.
You have to do according to what they say.
What they want, yeah.
And
Yeah, I think I slept outside too. I mean I slept for a little bit, but then I ran to my auntie's place because my aunt lived close by. So I went and knocked on her house and she let me in and I slept through there. But my mom was mad at me. I don't remember what I did, but she was really mad. Oh man. But yeah, childhood life was it's just now that we think about it, like we think about these things and some how the generation has changed and what some people take things for granted,
yeah.
like how and also it helps us to keep us humble. How did you celebrate holidays back in a home?
And we even knew it. That many holidays. The main holiday, the main holiday was Christmas.
Christmas. Mhm. How about New
Christmas.
Year's?
Yeah, New Year was big, but New Year actually nobody ever used to sleep before midnight.
Right. Were you
You have
going
to
to
sleep.
Kesha? To
Yeah.
church to the
Mhm.
church for Kesha. Yeah, when I was in Kenya, one time for New Year's, we had to go to the church. Mhm.
Actually, me, I was born and raised in Catholic, so we don't have cash in Catholic,
Oh
but we
yeah.
used to have a nearby church is SDA.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have SDA,
Yeah, we do.
so we used to go there once in a while.
Mhm.
Or we'll be home blasting music and dancing, and when 12 midnight comes, we get the drums and everything. We'll be beating them around the neighborhood.
I miss the life though. I miss the African life. It brings people together. But like now we're in America. You go to work, come back home. Go to work, come back home. We're all like,
There's no life actually. There's no
you know,
social life here, and
yeah. There's no
because
social life.
there's some people we live around, but we never see each other that often.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we are living like nearby each other
Right.
because of this life. Maybe you are off today, the other person is working. It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
What would you say? I mean, we're coming towards the end of this show, but like, what would you say that impacted your life from your childhood? Like, what's something you can pick out and say this has impacted my life till today?
For me, I feel like having that time alone, like the kind of parenting, made me feel like I was responsible for my own life, even if I was like during my childhood. Like I knew especially what I should do and what I shouldn't. I was
Mhm.
not like that tricky. Maybe it's because of the parenting, I guess. When I look back, I say it was very helpful. Learning to be independent.
But yeah, to put in a summary, like for me, I think like everything we've gone through in Africa before even getting this opportunity to come to the United States has put us in a position that there isn't a lot of things that can happen to us right now that we have not gone through, or there is no like a tough life that can hit us, even in the United States, that we didn't go through in Africa. Like you had to go through life of not having lunch, dinner, or
Yeah.
not wearing shoes to school, um, being scared of your life that something's gonna happen, like so now being here, like it helps you, it builds on you, like like some of the things that people have not gone through. So that's why I'm saying like it has impacted me and changed my life. So I'm thankful for all my childhood life that I went through.
Yeah. The childhood life was very important. And the thing is like, growing, you are being told that don't do this. Of course you are a little kid, you're a little boy, and you are in a stage whereby you don't see beyond what you can see with your eyes. But
Mhm.
those people who are telling you, they have already seen it.
Right.
So they don't want you to go through the same thing. So when they tell you they have experience of what they're saying, and we used to be ignorant though. You'd be like, oh, so what are you telling me, man? I got this.
Mhm.
But now we come to realize that the little thing, or maybe like the little information we used to take and consider doing what you've been told is worthy. And
Right.
if I was a child, I'd take more than what I did taking during that time.
Mhm. So this message, as we conclude, goes back to everybody that's listening to this podcast. We've talked about many things that some of them were funny, some of them but like whoever is listening, it's just like there's some things that we missed as kids that we don't understand. You think your parents are torturing you, but in real sense, they're just preparing you for a bright future or for a better future. So just listening and listen to your parents, whatever they tell you. Is there any last thing that you want to say, Robert?
Raising a kid in Africa, he has a lot of importance, but also for those parents, because I know there's some who do too much, which tends to be like a torture to the kid, because mental health contribute more than physical health of a child. So as a parent, for those who have been exposed and they have a little idea on how to parent better, they should spread the information, because nowadays on this generation, we want kids with strong mentality, like growing, not thinking about torture or maybe psychological problems.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. And before we end this episode, I promised some of my friends I have small businesses that I will be promoting a few of their businesses on my podcast. And today I'm going to promote two of those businesses. And one of them is called Line 7 Design. Line 7 Design, they do architecture designs and they build your dream home. They're located in Kampala, Uganda, and their telephone number is 0704 510 That's 0704 510 The number is 077 8221918. The number is 0778 221 The other business is called Hotpic Media, and this is located in Durham, North Carolina, by my cousin Laban, and they do photography and videography. So if you have an event, a party that you want somebody to take your pictures, you can hit them up. Hotpic Media. They will do your videos, they will do your photography, and they're located in Durham, North Carolina. You can find them on Instagram at Hotpic Media. That spells HOTPIKMEDIA. I'm going to have this information in my description, so make sure you hit them up and give them some support. We're here and we have the motto on this podcast that says we rise by lifting each other. And that's why I'm bringing these small businesses that you give them support, and that way we can all lift each other. So thank you very much, guys, for watching us, and see you in another episode. Hey there, I am Bonnie Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to hit subscribe and share with a friend. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for a new episode about my podcast. And for more information about this podcast, follow me on my Instagram page, talk_show_256.